Hey everyone! Do you have a loved one struggling with Alzheimer's disease? Have you heard about emerging gene therapies but aren't quite sure how they work? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll dive deep into gene therapy for Alzheimer's disease. I'll explain exactly what gene therapy is, how it can potentially help treat Alzheimer's, and where the research stands today. There's a lot of hope and hype surrounding gene therapy, but it also comes with challenges. My goal is to give you a balanced perspective on the pros, cons, and realistic outlook. Whether you have Alzheimer's yourself or care for someone who does, stick around to learn more. What is Alzheimer's disease? First, let's quickly cover the basics of Alzheimer's disease. It's a progressive brain disorder that destroys memory and thinking skills over time. Symptoms usually start small but get worse and include 1. Memory loss. 2. Difficulty planning and problem solving. 3. Confusion about time and place. 4. Trouble with familiar daily tasks. 5. Problems with speaking and writing. 6. Misplacing items and losing the ability to retrace steps. 7. Decreased judgment. 8. Withdrawal from work and social activities. While symptoms worsen over time, the rate of progression varies from person to person. On average, people with Alzheimer's live for 8–10 years after their symptoms emerge. But life expectancy also depends on age and health factors. Unfortunately, Alzheimer's has no cure yet. But researchers are tirelessly investigating new treatment strategies. One emerging approach is gene therapy, which brings new hope. Now let's look at how it works. What is gene therapy? Gene therapy is a technique that treats disease by altering a person's genes. Genes are small sections of DNA inside cells that provide instructions for making proteins. These proteins influence how cells function. Gene therapy introduces new genes into cells or modifies existing genes to generate proteins that help treat disease. The new genes are delivered into cells using a neutralized virus or other vector. Once inside, the therapeutic genes integrate into the cell's DNA. Then, the cell uses that DNA sequence to produce beneficial proteins that correct genetic defects or have other therapeutic effects. How could gene therapy help Alzheimer's? So how does this apply to Alzheimer's disease? Well, certain gene mutations may increase a person's risk of developing Alzheimer's. Environmental factors also influence the disease. Gene therapy could potentially help by 1. Introducing genes that reduce harmful protein buildup in the brain. 2. Delivering genes that promote neuron survival. 3. Correcting genetic mutations associated with Alzheimer's. 4. Modulating inflammation that damages brain cells. This could theoretically slow progression, minimize symptoms, and delay onset of Alzheimer's. But can gene therapy actually cure Alzheimer's? Is this a cure for Alzheimer's? While gene therapy is very promising, experts say it likely won't provide an outright cure. Why not? Well, Alzheimer's involves many complex genetic and environmental factors. So gene therapy may help manage symptoms but probably won't eliminate the disease entirely. The goal is to delay progression and improve quality of life. However, the gene editing tool CRISPR has raised hopes about a cure. CRISPR allows precise modification of genes associated with Alzheimer's. But lifestyle habits also affect the disease, so genes aren't the whole picture. More research is still needed. What's the current status of research? Alzheimer's gene therapy remains in early experimental stages. Most studies have been preclinical animal testing. Only a few human clinical trials have occurred so far. In 2020, an animal study successfully reduced amyloid plaques and improved memory in mice using gene therapy. But human trials face greater challenges. One phase 1 human trial safely delivered a neurotrophic gene. Participants showed increased growth factor levels, but cognitive benefits were unclear. So more clinical studies are definitely needed. Gene therapy must overcome complexities of Alzheimer's genetics and brain delivery. But scientists are actively developing smarter vector engineering and targeting approaches to enhance therapeutic effects. While not definitive, early research provides proof of concept and hope for gene therapy in managing Alzheimer's progression. But what other emerging treatments show promise? Promising Alzheimer's treatments on the horizon. Along with gene therapy, scientists are exploring innovative Alzheimer's treatments like 1. Vaccines that stimulate immune responses against Alzheimer's proteins. 2. Precision medicine using a person's genetic profile. 3. Compounds targeting tau protein tangles and inflammation. 4. Stem cell therapy to replace damaged neurons. 5. Neuroprotective drugs to support neuron health and function. Many of these are still in early clinical testing phases. But there's optimism that combining multiple treatments could successfully manage Alzheimer's disease. Researchers are also hopeful about new monoclonal antibody drugs designed to remove amyloid protein clumps in the brain and slow cognitive decline. In 2022, the FDA approved lecanemab as the first new Alzheimer's drug in over 20 years. 2 other similar drugs are in late-stage trials. These could offer real benefits to patients. Current Alzheimer's treatments available. While emerging therapies hold promise, what options are available right now? Current FDA-approved Alzheimer's medications include 1. Cholinesterase inhibitors like donepezil to improve memory. 2. Memantine to regulate glutamate and manage symptoms. 3. Antidepressants and antipsychotics to treat mood issues. 4. Lifestyle changes like diet, exercise and social engagement. But these only treat symptoms, they don't affect the underlying disease process. That's why new treatments like gene therapy are so exciting. The bottom line is that gene therapy shows potential to be a disease-modifying treatment for Alzheimer's, but it's not a magic cure-all yet. Significant clinical research is still needed to establish efficacy and safety. But gene therapy combined with other emerging treatments could provide real hope for managing Alzheimer's in the future. I hope this video gave you a helpful overview of where the science stands today. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. And please subscribe for more content on Alzheimer's research and caregiving tips. Wishing the best to all patients, families and scientists working tirelessly to advance treatments.